In that cabinet, he launched the Universal Basic Education Program, UBE, assisted in the establishment of the University of Ilorin, started the Quora TV, now NTA Ilorin, was involved in Ilorin Stadium Cup project, coordinated Quora State involvement in Festac 77, as earlier said, charged with coordinating, planning, and supervision of a youth camp entrusted to Quora by the then head of state, General Olusegun Obasanjo, for which Quora State received presidential commendation and set out a model for all other states of the Federation to understudy as model with Adebayo as guide. He was elected Senator of the Federal Republic in 1979, served as member Senate Committees on Education, Science and Technology, Public Works and Foreign Relations, was Vice President and Chairman, Nigeria Chapter of Inter-Parliamentary Union, and became State Chairman and Gubernatorial Candidate of the Chief Awolowo-led UPN. Elected second Executive Governor of Kwara State in October 1983. In 3 months, he built 600 classrooms, more than the state's previous 4-year achievement, commended for exemplary probity and singularly exempted from the mass incarceration of political office holders by the succeeding Buhari military government. Chief Cornelius Adebayo returned to politics as a member of NADECO in 1993 and acted as envoy to the group in Canada before returning home in the year 2000. Also, Secretary General of the Movement for National Reformation, MNR, in NADECO, incarcerated between 1994 and 1995, spending time in Calabar Prison, member Middlebelt Forum, and the Afeni Ferry. He was appointed Honorable Minister of Communication by President Obasanjo in July 2003, where he consolidated on the works of his predecessors to grow the telecommunication sector from less than 500,000 lines in 2002 to over 20 million when he switched portfolio in September 2006. He oversaw the takeoff of the second national carrier while facilitating more efficient interconnectivity among service providers, and significantly improved postal services by introducing electronic-based transactions and operations, earned Nigeria acknowledgement and commendation of the President of the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, who purchased a Nigerian-made computer system for use in its Switzerland-based office in 2004. At the ATU in Cairo 2005 summit, rural telephony and frequency management programs took off under his superintendence. He was reassigned to the Federal Ministry of Works by President Obasanjo in a minor cabinet reshuffle on 5th September 2006. Assumed responsibility as First Minister of Transportation, a mega ministry encompassing works, transport and aviation in a regime refocusing the revival of a viral rail system. Chief Cornelius O. Adebayo is happily married to Elizabeth Fumilayo Adebayo. They have 5 daughters and 1 son, and also grandchildren. He has numerous chieftaincy titles from Kwara, Kogi, Ondo, and Oyo states, to mention a few. He is the Balogun of Allah, Jagomolo of Okionigmi, Ari of Isniland, Obalola of Oga, Atulushi of Idonre, and Atayeshi of Kishi, to mention a few. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, who present to you Chief Cornelius O. Adebayo.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure this evening to introduce to you a very, very talented group. We are, after all, recognizing excellence tonight. And what better way than to have the Ijodi Dance Company perform for you. They're the first and only dance company from this country to represent Africa in the 5th African Indian Ocean Choreographic Contest, which took place in Madagascar. And you wouldn't believe this, but they came first out of 82 dance companies. Now, those of you who don't know the name Ijodi, I'm sure you've seen that song on television, which so many people sing, Ori. Well, when they come here tonight, they will show you what they're made of. They have won numerous awards, both in this country and out. They've performed everywhere you can possibly think of, at least 55 countries. They have over 40 national and international dance workshops going on. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure tonight to invite on stage Ejodi.
There's a time for everything, a time for every occupation under heaven, a time for coming, a time for moving on, a time for sowing, a time for reaping that which has been sown. There's a baton for every generation, and there's a time for passing that baton. On and on, the baton keeps changing hands. The time for that change is just about here, and that time is now.
On behalf of the Minister of Communication, who is the spokesperson for the country that can properly be identified as the greatest black republic on planet Earth. So with this I say that this award of the African Telecom Award, the first edition, is hereby declared open for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Engineer Mrs. Esther Gonda, for graciously inaugurating the African Telecom Awards, the first one, the maiden edition, but we call it the African Telecom Awards 2007. Can we please give her a round of applause? Thank you very much. Well, the stage is set, as it were, for us to continue with the evening's program.
And so now we know that having inaugurated the African Telecoms Awards, the second edition will come on next year, and it's going to continue like that because the Minister of Communications will give the fullest support. And of course, all those on the board are going to be working full-time, extra time to ensure that these awards continue from year to year. And to really ensure that we are at the African Telecoms Awards, we're going to have a welcome address by an African statesman, the former president of the Gambia, the very well respected Sir Dawda Jawara. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome His Excellency as he formally welcomes us to the second part of the awards ceremonies today, the African Telecoms Awards.
We are welcoming our distinguished guest, not only as the former president of the Gambia, but also as the chairman of the African Telecoms Awards 2007. Can we please give His Excellency a round of applause, having come all the way from Gambia.
And that adds legitimacy to what is going on. It's not a Nigerian conceived and done deed. Just within Nigeria alone, the organizers have gone beyond the shores of Nigeria, as Chief Alex Akinyele said. And here in the forefront is His Excellency Sir Dawda Jawara. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, and my profound gratitude on behalf of my wife and I and the rest of my entourage for extending such a warm invitation to us to visit and be an important part of this very special occasion. And now kindly allow me to formally thank the organizers of the event for selecting me as the chairman of the African Telecoms Awards and annual African Development Lecture. For this, I'm greatly honored and extend to the steering committee of the awards my profound and sincere gratitude for bestowing such confidence in me. Recent information shows that Africa has a low broadband absorption rate of only 1 per 1,000 inhabitants, compared to that of the highest broadband absorption rate in Europe of 99 per 1,000 inhabitants. This is low indeed. This vital statistic underscores the relevance and importance of the development of telecommunications in Africa. As concerned Africans, therefore, there is one critical challenge requiring our concerted efforts in driving the investment in and expansion of telecommunication facilities within our respective countries. This brings me to the role of ECOWAS, our regional organization here in our own sub-region. Work has been undergoing since 2001 to strengthen the capacity of ECOWAS in driving the liberalization of the telecommunications market and developing a consensus approach style in its liberalization strategy. There is no doubt that this promotes private sector participation in the telecommunications sector and is perhaps the most effective way to achieve an integrated and harmonized telecommunications market within ECOWAS. Additionally, we must encourage number portability within the region, as is the practice already in countries like Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, and Tanzania, where a good example and practice of bridging the digital gap in Africa is already taking place. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, we are told that about 1 in every 4 Africans is Nigerian, a little higher proportion than the lady who preceded me a few minutes ago. Every 4 Africans is Nigerian. Indeed, this oft-referred to statistic has so much significance in the way our continent evolves and develops. This is so because the mobile telephone market in Nigeria has undergone such a rapid change over the last 5 years. I would not be doing this Telecom Awards ceremony any justice if I do not mention the ITU, the International Telecommunications Union. I am sure that the Secretary General of ITU and an African himself would agree with me that standards and norms for the telecommunication sector are critical. This is particularly so in respect of streamlining and standardizing tariff-related matters. And I am advised also that there is a board which oversees study groups who provide specific, and in this case, regional focus on tariff matters under the auspices of the Tariff Group for Africa, TAF. I'm also duly advised that discussions in the study group include the tariff situation in Africa, a review of the TAF Group cost model, and general tariff-related matters of specific interest to Africa. Now, I would like to seize the opportunity to encourage the Secretary General to vigilantly pursue this agenda in Africa for Africans. This is because affordable tariffs are the backbone of connectivity and by implication a driver of development in the alleviation of poverty and the empowerment of our people. All countries in Africa face various challenges within their environments. Our coming together here should therefore be a motivational and comforting experience that will enable us to help each other along, learn from current good practice whilst moving away from some of the mistakes that have been made in the past. Finally, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, I would like you to join me in applauding the magnificent work of the chairman and members of the Awards Board of Trustees and thank them for giving us all this wonderful opportunity to interact with each other. I thank you all for your kind attention.
And thank you very, very much, sir, Your Excellency. So our next speaker, or our next presenter of brief remarks, is a well-known speaker, and his very regal appearance through the leonine full head of hair, which is reminiscent of the mane of the majestic lion, reminds one of his works, The Lion and the Jewel. He has lots of those works. He's also variously known by his admirers as Kongi, from another of his works, Kongi's Harvest, which he has also appeared on screen. Ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, I have the very greatest pleasure and privilege to invite to deliver a few brief remarks Professor Wale Soyinka, Nobel laureate, and who, in spite of his being an international celebrity, also takes full notice of what's going on in Nigeria and gives his very best to make the country grow. Professor.
Very quickly, I want to say that I have great cause to be grateful to communication technology. When you're a writer, you're a communications person, and any kind of technology which enhances your productivity, your creativity, is something to be embraced. In addition to that, I think some of us have cause to be very grateful at certain critical times to the advances in technology. I think many Nigerians here understand what I'm talking about. And one of the reasons why it's a pleasure to be here today is that I'm able to render thanks to some of the communication companies in this nation who have actually assisted some of us with shall we say, to make us honorary partners by giving us certain communication facilities. For those of us who watch our pockets very carefully, this has been a very great privilege. I'm not going to mention those companies by name. I have one more brief remark. I wish to welcome my brother, Molefi Asante, to our midst, not only physically, but viscerally. Because as he mentioned this morning, he turns out, through scientific tests, to belong to the Yoruba people of this nation. So I welcome him. I've already promised him a special initiation ceremony, and I promised him a Yoruba name to add to his Ghanaians. I apologize to you Ghanaians, but you've lost a son, and we have acquired a son. In that connection, permit me to just make a remark about something he said today. Afrocentricity. I want to elaborate on it just in a few sentences. Afrocentricity, to take Molefi Asante's argument, discourse to its extreme logic, means that we should begin with ourselves. In other words, we should cease to give undue weight to what others think. We should not adopt that proverb of another culture which says, my friend's enemy is my friend. Sorry, it's not one of our proverbs, so I may have twisted it, I may have said the wrong way around, because we don't have that in our culture. In other words, the fact that somebody criticizes one of us and that critic is our enemy does not mean necessarily that critic is not speaking the truth. It behoves us, I think, to begin with what do we Africans think ourselves of our leaders, and not give undue weight to what others think of our leaders. And in this connection, I wish to make a proposal to the communications companies. I think it's about time that we instituted a prize, an African prize to be decided by an African jury among the African leaders, because there is already a gentleman, I think from the Sudan, a multimillionaire, who's decided to inaugurate a prize for good leadership. I think it's about time we also instituted a prize for bad leadership. And I wish to say to my brother, Malefi Asante, that you'll find that there's a very strong, that some of the top contenders will be at least, one of them will be at least the person whom he thinks we should applaud mainly because he's being criticized by the Western powers. The issue is, what do we think of leaders like that? I want an African prize for rotten leadership. I already have a nomination, quite recent, from this very country of ours. He'll be in contestation with another one a little bit further south. So let's apply the Afrocentric principle to the issues of what we ourselves think. What do we think of our leaders? And not worry so much about whether our position is endorsed or contradicted by the outside powers. So I appeal to you, award ceremonies, the next time here, let us have, if not this kind of occasion, let us have a prize for disgraceful and treacherous African leadership. I think it's only then our African leaders will really sit up. I already have a nomination in mind, and I will submit it before I even leave this very hall. So thank you very much for insisting that I should speak, because I thought I was just going to hand over awards and drink some wine and be with my brothers and sisters from everywhere, but you insisted I should speak for 5 minutes. I hope I have not exceeded the 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, let me take his advice and continue quickly and briefly. It's time now, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for us to present the awards, the African Telecom Awards 2007. And we're going to begin straight away with the African Telecom Supporting Government Award. And I'd like to invite Her Excellency, the wife of Sajawara, who is Lady Jawara, to please come up on stage. I will tell you as she's coming up that the nominees for this award are the Nigerian government, the Rwandese government, and the South African government. And she will graciously open this envelope and tell us who the winner is. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the African Telecom Supporting Government. Lady Jawara, you're welcome. And the winner is
the Nigerian government.
The Nigerian government, winner of the African Telecom Supporting Government Award. Congratulations to the Nigerian government. Engineer Mrs. Esther Gonda, accepting on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Communications, Chief John Ode. The Nigerian government. Can we please give the Nigerian government a big round of applause? Thank you very much. Thank you.
From the office of the Alaafin of Oyo, His Excellency Ààrẹ Dọ̀tun Ayọ̀lákin, to please come on up and present this award to the African Telecom Bank of the Year. The nominees are Zenith Bank of Nigeria, the United Bank for Africa, and the Standard Chartered Bank of South Africa. Zenith Bank of Nigeria, United Bank for Africa, Nigeria, Standard Chartered Bank of South Africa, and the representative of the Alaafin of Oyo, His Excellency Ààrẹ Dọ̀tun Ayọ̀lákin, will open the envelope and let us know who the winner is.
The winner is Zenith Bank of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, distinguished guests. My colleagues in Zenith Bank, tonight we stand on the threshold of history. This is the first time this award is being given, and it's been given to us in Zenith Bank. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Greetings.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. We move on to the next award, and the category is the African Telecom Company of the Year. And I would like, please, to invite Alhaji Abubakar Rimi to kindly come on stage to present this award. There are no nominees this time. It appears to be an outright winner. And the winner is
MTN. MTN. Can somebody?
I'd like to call on Professor Wale Soyinka once again to please come on up and do this presentation for us. African Telecom Entrepreneur.
You know, if I had my choice, I wouldn't give this man this prize. He's my aburo, my junior brother, but a very elusive one, whom I cannot pin down. Can I rig it Nigerian way?
Ask him to come take the award from you, then he'll show up, so you'll be able to see it.
Brilliant idea. However, it's Dr. Mike Adenuga. Is there any representative from Glow here to whom I can give it? If there is none, excellent. I will just keep it and blackmail him with it.
You know, I believe a representative is coming up on stage.
Oh,
but I'm sure he will pass the message on. I'm sure he will pass the message on to Dr. Mike Adenuga.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. More than welcome. Okay. Right. Okay. You want to see?
On behalf of Dr. Mike Adenuga, my chairman, I would like to thank the organizers for this recognition. And I would also like to tell Professor Soyinka that I will deliver his message. You taught me English in secondary school, sir, in government college.
Just so. Tell Mike Adenuga to come and collect it personally.
Thank you very much. And we move on. The next award is going to the African Outstanding Bank. And the nominees are... No, perhaps before I tell you the nominees, let me invite very respectfully Professor Ashanti to please come up on stage so that he will present this award. Please give him a round of applause as he comes up on stage. The nominees for the African Outstanding Bank are Zenith Bank of Nigeria, the United Bank of Africa, and the Standard Chartered Bank of South Africa. And the winner is...
The winner is the United Bank of Africa.
Congratulations to the UBA. Do we have a representative to kindly come on stage? Here she comes.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. On behalf of the management of UBA, I'd like to dedicate this award to all our customers worldwide. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
It's for you.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much.
I think it's catching now. You want to give the trophy back to the presenter.
Now we're moving on to the recognition awards, and we have just three. We begin with the African Telecom Equipment Innovation Vendor. Once again, I would call on Her Excellency, Lady Njama Jawara, to kindly come on stage to give out this recognition award. A very important one, African Telecom Equipment Innovation Vendor.
The Africa Telecom Awards, in recognition award, is presented to... The winner is... Huawei. Congratulations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the management and my colleagues at Huawei, I'd like to say Shen Shen, which is thank you in Chinese.
I beg your pardon, sir. How are we? Did I get it right this time? How are we?
And now I'd like to call on the African Telecom brand. It's my pleasure to invite Yaoge of Lagos, Chief Mrs. Oprah Benson, to please come on up and help us present this award. The African Telecom Award. It's a recognition award to the African Telecom brand.
The African Telecom brand. And the winner is Nokia Siemens Network. Nokia Siemens Network.
And last but not the least of our awards, the last award today and the last recognition award at the vanguard of Telecom Revolution, Platinum. I would like Professor Ashanti to kindly come back on stage. We also have on stage, please, Alhaji Abubakar Rimi. Sir, this is the award for the vanguard of Telecom Revolution, Platinum. And it's a recognition award, and I'd like you to kindly read out the winner of this award. First of all, let's do it that way.
Now, this award is at the vanguard, or for the vanguard of Telecom Revolution, Platinum. And the winner is President Thabo Mbeki of South Africa. President Thabo Mbeki of South Africa.
President Mbeki deserves a bigger round of applause. And since he is not here, we have asked respectfully Professor Ashanti to receive the award on his behalf.
Yes, thank you very much. I will receive this on behalf of President Thabo Mbeki and the people of South Africa. I write a column for the Johannesburg City Press, and am acquainted very much with President Mbeki. So I will definitely get this to him.
Thank you, gentlemen. Please give them a round of applause as they take their seats. I have been told that there is one more award, and I'd like to invite the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Nigerian Telecom Awards, His Excellency Ambassador Segun Lushola, to kindly come up on stage to read out the winner of this last award. It is the West African Telecom Mobile Network. That is the award that we're giving out now, sir.
The West African Telecom Mobile Network. And what I have here is GLO, Glow. You belong to Glow, and you are going to respond when I give you that.
And on behalf of Globacom, the management from Globacom, the board, thank you very much.
And now in a continent where the life expectancy is something around the 50s or 60s, we have here among us an artist who is still active at the age of 80. I have the very great pleasure to bring before you this evening an octogenarian performing artist, a singer and guitarist, Fatai Rolling Dollar.
Atọ́dún fọ́ ìwé wa, ìwé lè ṣe ní lálẹ́ yẹn wá nínú wá. Every day I come, you say you sick, you want some money. Every day I come, you say you sick, you want some money. When I go another man go come, but there you go where? When I go another man go come, but there you go where? I just you today, I got you today. You be mago baby, you be waka baby, give me my money. Asma bakuna tawo, na so woman bakuna tawo. Asma bakuna tawo, na so woman bakuna tawo. Lẹ́yìn oníjẹ̀ mi ọmọ wo. Àgbàfọ̀gbọ̀n ní ṣọlá. Bábí tọ́jú ìjàwárà bàbá mi bàbá jẹ. Àdìgẹ́ bábí tọ́jú ìjàwárà bàbá mi. Àtọ́gbàgbà yó.
Let's the man.
Our very special guests of honor, knowing that our master musician is 83 plus. Sadauda Jawara would like to be upstanding to come and shake hands with this 83-year-old musician. Can we please bring His Excellency, the former President of Gambia, to come and shake hands with the old man of Nigerian music. Baba.
that agile at 83. I wouldn't dare it myself. And now he takes several hours to perform, and then he still gets going. He'll still continue right after we do the official closing of this award. And that's when we listen to the vote of thanks by the Secretary General of the African Telecoms Award, Otumba Abiodun Ajiboye, FCIA. Closing remarks. After that, we'll take the national anthem, and then Fatai Rolling Dollar comes back.
It will not be fair for me to give a lengthy talk at this time. We've taken so much of your time. will appreciate the eminent people from all over the world that created time to make this very, very important and historical event. Well, I'll take a little time to explain exactly what the reasons for this event, are. We reason that we should create an environment so conducive for politics and business to thrive in Africa. We will, year in, year out, gather African leaders together, and we will continue to discuss the circumstances, the environment of Africa, so that us, you, everybody, unborn children, will see an environment that is fit and good enough to do business and politics. Thank you very much for being here. We hope to see you again next year in South Africa.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Fatai Rolindola, please continue to entertain. God bless you all. See you next year.
Nami you dey see, brother, nami you dey see. Nami you dey see, nami you dey see, brother, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, brother, nami you dey see.
You put your upper corner, you dey look my own. Got to look at you, brother, nami you dey see. You put your upper corner, you dey look my own. Got to look at you, brother, nami you dey see.
Nami you dey see, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, brother, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, nami you dey see, sister, nami you dey see. ìyá ọjọ́ tó kú èyí ṣe ẹjọ́ tí ẹ bá mọ̀ wá. àwa ló lè rí alẹ́. 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 What